Hi viewers, before I get started on my artwork today, I thought I'd just show you my makeshift easel that I use, because it is in itself almost a work of art in how makeshift that it is. And if you ever thought that you needed a professional artist easel just to be able to do paintings, well, this should prove to you once and for all that you don't. The reason I wanted to show you this is because I've sort of rigged it up to be able to fit a canvas of this size. Got to watch myself with this camera angle because I can't tell when my head's still on camera or not. But anyway, I've rigged it up to be able to paint on a canvas of this size. So I wanted to show you that before I pulled it apart, because I won't be, my next painting I'm going to be painting that way, so I'll be pulling it apart. As you can see, what I've got is just a metal bar going across here that's held by two clamps standing up on the bench, and to keep the clamps in place I've got these metal weights here, from sort of free weights that you use to exercise with, resting on a nail coming out of the bottom of the clamp here to hold it in place. And I've got that on both sides, and then I'm resting my paints on that. And then in the middle here you can see I've put in this bar, or just a piece of wood really, with clips on the end just to hold the painting in place, so that when you see that there, it won't slide down any further. And it uses the edges of the bench as a support. And I've actually got a screw in there holding that onto the bench, and then I've got a couple of clips in here to stop that from moving around. You see, they're just normal little clips holding it in. So I thought I'd just show you that, and if you were thinking you couldn't paint because you didn't have a decent easel or anywhere like that, makeshift stuff is just as good. Again, before I get started, I thought I'd just show you the last painting that I did, because I didn't create it on camera or film myself painting it, because it was really something I just wanted to do as a way of relaxing and not have all this sort of distraction of trying to film what I'm doing. And I'll just show you. This is the sketch that I did, and you'll probably recognise that it is a dragon of some sort. That was the only sketch I did for this artwork, and I didn't really want to overthink it too much on paper, otherwise I thought I probably wouldn't get round to painting it. And that's something you want to consider in your own paintings if you're like me and you tend to do sketches before you start painting. Try not to overthink your designs, because sometimes you'll just put yourself off and you won't end up painting them. So I'll show you the final work, which I've got here. I've just got to get this right on camera so that you can see it all. It's a bit hard to fit in. As you can see, painted up as a blue dragon. Not exactly like the sketch. What I did was I just decided to go with the sketch that I had and try and resolve the rest of it as I painted it onto the canvas. And I think you'll agree I did a fairly good job of putting together a blue dragon. So today's artwork, which again I'm not going to show you me creating the whole thing, but I thought I'd just film me drawing the sketch onto my canvas, given that that's probably the most interesting part to watch in terms of it's fairly quick and that kind of thing. For this particular artwork I'm going back a couple of months to an earlier sketch that I did while I was trying to work out another artwork. So that sketch there is the one that I'll be painting today, but that was actually a preliminary sketch for this one here, which ended up being an artwork as well. You can see basically the same theme, just different positions, and that one there I've already painted and sold, and you can buy it as prints in my Cafe Press shop if you're interested in it. But that's today's work. I reckon this canvas is just the right shape for that artwork, so that's what I'm going to be doing. We'll pretty much just get started and we'll see how this goes. I usually just try and block in kind of like the big shapes, the same way you would as if you were drawing with a pencil. If you've seen like how to draw books and that kind of thing. I'm just sketching on the canvas exactly the same way. I don't worry at all if I'm putting too many lines on there and whether they'll show through and what have you. Doesn't concern me at all. Anything can be painted out, it doesn't matter what you do, so especially with sort of acrylic paints, they cover over things quite well. So, and chances are this version that I draw on the canvas won't be exactly the same as the version that I have in my sketch that I'm looking at just there. It'll be slightly different, and that's something else that I don't worry too much about. As long as the general idea's there, and that's all I'm concerned about, and it looks good. Doesn't matter if it's a bit different to the sketch. And you don't want to be too fussy about things like that, because there's so many things that can just kill you and stop you from getting a painting complete, that you just don't want to get too sort of caught up in getting things just right, otherwise you wouldn't end up getting anything painted. So there you go, that's my sketch onto the canvas finished.